it's Avenue Breyers and I'm back today finally with a new video. Today I'm going to be unboxing my Breyerfest haul. I'm so excited that this has finally arrived. I've been seeing everyone else's models arrive around the world and I'm just so excited to have these models in hand. So I'm going to do a little unboxing. I'll do a close-up of the models at the end as well. I have already had my celebration horse for Breyerfest for 54. And I think he's quite a cute little model. I do like that they've done this little sash with him this year. I think that's really sweet. I actually got two of these as I had 2 tickets. So I'm going to keep the one that has the slightly nicer shading. And the other one, I'm not sure whether I'm going to customise, sell, but he's just chilling at the moment. Anyway, without any further ado, we'll open the box. The first thing I got actually was this t-shirt that I'm wearing. So this was the quadriga t-shirt, which my fiance kindly picked out for me on Breyerfest weekend because I didn't know what merch was going to be available when I was at work. But I actually think this is a really nice choice. It's like a really fun t-shirt and I'm definitely going to be wearing it to my live show on Sunday. Anyway, we start with the mountains of brown paper packaging. Get that one. So, first thing in here is a little brown parcel, which I'm thinking is going to be Buggy. Yeah, it says Buggy on the front. So, get the scissors. So Buggy had 2 variations, I believe. There was one which is like a normal one, and then like a gold colour that was rarer. I can't remember how many were made. To be honest, I don't really mind. I like both. I think this is looking like the standard, which is fine by me because I like the standard one. So we'll get him out of the packaging. This is really exciting because I've got a live show coming up on Sunday. So I'm really excited to get these guys in the show ring and have some new models for the show string. Oh, he is pretty. He is lovely. He's so glossy and he's really well done. Quickly inspecting him, can't really see any major flaws with him, which is good. So he will probably go showing on Sunday. Right, next up, this is saying Aruba. Aruba was the one I wanted the most this year from Breyerfest. For some reason, although I didn't really like the Zafira, like New Arabian Mare mod at first from the Premier Club, I really ended up liking her once I got her in person. And Aruba's paint job was what drew me to her. So there are 2 variations of Aruba. There was one that's like a red roan, which was the variation that we hadn't seen, and then the standard black and white. Again, I like both variations and I kind of want to get both variations, so I'm not going to be mad. Who have we got in here? This is the new eco packaging, by the way. So lots on the brown packaging. I think we've got the standard, which is fine by me. I really like the standard one. She was the one that I fell in love with, so I'm not disappointed, although I would kind of like to track down the other one as well now. It's nice that they're trying to be more like eco-friendly and stuff with their packaging as well. Okay, we're just making a mountain. Oh, she's got some ties. Okay, well I'll have to cut those off her in a minute because I didn't anticipate them, but that's probably a good idea to stop her legs warping, especially with this model. She is so pretty. Like, she's got blue eyes and she's got like little nose spots. I love her so much. She is so pretty. And again, from what I can see at the minute, I would put her in show ring, so that is good. Not that I really care too much, but it is nice if you're paying all this money for models to have show quality ones. But I love how they've done her mane actually. Like, she's just so pretty. I'm obsessed with her. So we'll pop her down. Okay, we might as well do the special ones. So the other special run that I got was Wells, which I'm glad I did because I was umming and ahhing between the surprise horse and Wells as my second choice for my tickets. But I did actually have a feeling that the surprise horse was going to be Hamilton. So as much as I do like my Lafayettes, I'm not a massive like gated person. So I decided I would go for Wells because I do have a Shanda longer. So Wells was matte and glossy split. Wells, I kind of prefer the mattes, but I wouldn't be mad with a glossy. Like, the nice thing about this year is all of them are horses. unlike my bad luck with the bears in Breyerfest last year. So I am excited to see which one I got. I'm thinking he's looking like a glossy actually, from what I can tell through the packaging. Oh, I could be wrong. Oh, I'm not sure. He kind of looks a bit like Matty now, but I don't know. Maybe he is glossy. Oh, I think he's glossy. Let's see. But these were a 50-50 split, so he's not like crazy rare if he is glossy. Oh no, he is glossy. Okay, cool. So here is Wells. I can really smell the gloss coming off him now actually. He really stinks, but he's lovely. So let's have a little nosy. He's got really nice dapples. His face is very cute. So I'll do a little zoom in a minute. And this is him. So he's awesome. I'm really happy with him. As I say, I don't really mind that he's glossy. I think it actually brings out like his colouring quite nicely in this model. And again, he seems really good quality from what I can see, so I'm not too mad at Breyer. Sometimes they do give you like good quality models, which is good. Right. He's the traditional Chandel that he's not wanting to stand. Okay, cool, he's done that. And we have in here I got the Best of Breyerfest stablemate set because I tend to get this set every year and I do really like the stablemates in it, and they do again show really nicely, and I just like the paint jobs on them. I was mostly excited for the George and the Fireheart mould because I like both of those moulds. The others I'm not as fussed on, but they seem like they're nice models. My Arabian mare is very dark, but she's cool. I like her. So again, I think I will probably be getting these guys art showing this weekend. Then, again, I'll show a close up and unbox these properly in a minute. I got the Alatea. So I was torn on this model. When I first saw the promo pictures, I was kind of like, nah, she's a bit boring. She's just like a standard colour and she doesn't look like she has much shading. But then actually, when I saw some in-hand photos, I thought I really liked the subtle shading on her. So I decided I would go ahead and get her. And yeah, she can join my Constantia. I do really want to do a standardbred like harness racing performance scene at some point in my life, so she can join that idea. And then finally, my last model that I actually bought at Breyerfest was Tilly. This girl ended up being super popular. I was kind of sad that she was unfortunately not able to go to Breyerfest due to health reasons, because I would love to have seen like more footage of her. But she's a drum horse, and I know this model was super popular and did sell out quite quickly. So yeah, I'm happy to have her. And what I'm going to do is I will unbox like all the inbox models, and then we'll take a little look at them together. So if you haven't seen any of them up close, hopefully you can see them. I'll also show you, I got 2 models kind of over the Breyerfest period that I'm counting as like my Clarion buy, so I might as well show them in this video as well. Anyway, I'll be back in a second with all the unboxed ponies. So I thought it would be a good place to start with this year's celebration model. This is Brevor 54. I'm sure many of you have already seen him or own him. I gotta say, I am not a massive fan of this mould, but I do really like it in this posture, and so I will keep them for photography purposes. Mine has got quite a cute little face and fairly nice shading. I do really like that they've started doing this little sash with him. I think that's a really nice touch for kind of celebrating the horse and to kind of celebrate Breyerfest. So I kind of hope that they continue to do something similar for the celebration horses in the future. And he is the version of the Trackiner mould with the updated tail, which I'm happy about because I'm not a massive fan of the mould with the really old style tail. But mine does have some really nice shading, and I am going to be keeping him in the collection because I do like to keep a celebration model from each year. Next up is the girl I was most excited for this Breyerfest. This is Aruba, and this colour and pattern just speaks to me. I absolutely love it, and I am so pleased with what Breyer have done with it. So we'll zoom in. She's got very beautiful little blue eyes there, and we've got lots of little spotting and like kissing spots around her mouth. I like the way her mane is done in terms of the two shades, and I really like her pattern there. I think she just looks so pretty. I really need to make her like an Arabian halter. Here's her front where she's got more detailing. This is her from the side. So again, this pattern kind of extends in a similar way where she's got kind of more white on the front and then goes into black. And I do like kind of, again, the two-tone in her tail. And she's got the Breyerfest 2023 stamp on the bottom. She's just a really awesome little model. I think my favourite thing about this mould and why I'm so drawn to it is I just love the face at this angle. It's just so cute, and I think that's why I like this mould. So like everything else about it is not what I would traditionally be interested in, but for some reason I just have ended up really liking it, and I think it's the face. But she's so pretty, and I'm really pleased I got her. I'm not mad about not getting the variation version at all, because this was the model that I really wanted and this was the colour scheme that I loved. So I'm so happy to finally have her here, and so pleased I got her with my ticket. Here is our Glossy Wells. So again, I really like the face on the Shenandoah mould, and I do think this like blaze really makes him stand out. He's got some nice dappling going on. It's not too kind of fish scaly or in your face, which is nice. He's got the 4 white socks, and then on his belly we've got the Breyerfest stamp, and I've just noticed his horseshoes. I didn't notice those when I was unpacking him, but that's a nice little touch there. And then this is him on his offside, and he's loose mane and tail version of the mould, which again I quite like. And he's just really pretty. He's a really nicely done model. I definitely love him, and I'm excited to have him alongside the rest of my other Shenandoahs. Sticking with the draft theme, here we've got Tilly, who was one of the portrait special run horses, not special run, limited edition horses for Breyerfest. And I've got to say, I really like this model. The shading is gorgeous, and I do like the pattern. I am kind of sad that we didn't get to see more of Tilly. Obviously she was unwell for Breyerfest, which I totally understand, but I do hope we will see her actually at future Breyerfest, a bit like Benelli has gone back to other Breyerfests and some of the other guest horses, just because it'd be nice to see the real horse and learn about her story. This model is beautiful. I can confirm that this model has actually been done as a mare, so we usually see a fellow with a stallion, but this model is definitely a mare, and just so beautiful. I think this is a really, really nice fellow. I know this is usually a popular mould, so she did sell out quite quickly this year, so I'm glad I did manage to grab one. But just the most beautiful face, and her mane and tail are just done so nicely. They're kind of silvery, but it doesn't look unrealistic or like too glittery, which sometimes can happen with the kind of silvery colours that Breyer does. So I'm really pleased with her. She's a really, really pretty model. Here we have Violetea, and I have to say her simple paint job does really work. I think because she is such a like chalky in your face white, it really looks quite striking. I was worried, as I said earlier, about her like looking a bit plain and boring, but Breyer have done some nice shading with her. So she's got some pinking around her muzzle and her eyes. There's a bit of pinking sort of in her flank and elbowy area, and a little bit of shading on her legs. But she is very simple, but I kind of think it works, especially because this mould is so dynamic. It does pay off. Like, I think if you have her tacked up as well, if you did performance type stuff with her, I think it would look really striking against the white of her coat. And here's her other side. I do really like this mould. It's just a really long mould, so it has to go on certain shelves in my house. Here she is. And I just think, yeah, this is a good choice, definitely. I'm glad I got her. I think she is a lot more striking in person. I was quite worried when I unboxed mine, and she did have a like big brown to grey splodge here, and I was a bit like, oh, please don't tell me that's a rub. but I did manage to bathe it off, so I don't know what that was, whether it was a bit of transfer from the box because of how white she is. And she does also have the Breyerfest 2023 stamp on her, but she is a lovely model. I definitely think she is a lot more striking in person than the promo photos made her out to be. So here we have all the minis that I collected this year at Breyerfest. I thought I'd show you them all individually. So first up, I've got this little Fireheart Mustang. He's like a little bay Pinto, and he's really cute. I like how they've done his eyes because he's got a bit of expression to him. And it's definitely nice to have another realistic colour on this mould. It's one of my favourites, both in traditional and stablemate scale. So I do try to collect this mould. Oh, sorry, he's falling over already. Then next up, we've got this little trotting driving mare. It's not my favourite stablemate mould, actually. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do really appreciate the paint job on this girl. It's really nicely done. She's like this little bay roan, and the roan's like really nicely, subtly blended in. We've got a Missouri Foxtrotter in this kind of reddy dun colour. I really like the pattern on this one, and I do actually have kind of a mini conga of these little Missouri Foxtrotters, which is funny because I don't really like the traditional Missouri Foxtrotter, but this little stablemate mould is really cute, so I actually do have some gated horses. Then at the back here, we'll pick out Buggy, who is like the online exclusive stablemate. He is really nice. He's in gloss, and mine actually seems to be really well done. Like his mapping is really beautiful, his shading is really nice. I do really like the stablemate mould as well, and the standing Django mould. So he is lovely. Then we have here little dark grey Arabian. Again, this is a mould that I'm not overly keen of, but actually this paint job is beautiful on her, and so I am going to keep her. I was wondering about whether I was actually going to keep this one because I wasn't 100% sold on it, but the paint job is just so nice, and I love her little kissy spot, so she is really sweet. I just love that the quality of these like Breyerfest stablemates is so close to kind of the stablemate club quality, and the paint jobs are just so nice. The only one that does have a slight paint flaw is this guy, the little mini George. He's got a little bit of like a blue under his gloss where maybe the masking hasn't quite peeled away, but he's really sweet. I got him mainly just to keep like my Georg conga up to date, because I have kind of all of the traditionals and the stablemates at the moment, so I'm trying to keep up with that conga. But he's the one I'm probably like least in love with his paint job. Like I feel like it's a bit of a vintagey inspired paint job, not quite as realistic as the others, but he's still cute, so he gets to stay. Finally, I'll finish up with some models that I got as kind of clarion purchases this year, that are models that I didn't buy directly from Breyer, but I bought them around the time of Breyerfest. The first up is Orlando. So I bought him actually like 2 or 3 weeks after Breyerfest. He is an Equorum Peruvian Paso, and essentially what happened was I've been to a couple of live shows where they had models like this, which were in the classes called CTF Bendy, which over here in the UK is kind of like a class for latexy type models that have like hair. So that would be like Equorums. There's some like rubber neds, juleps, magpies, that kind of thing. And I decided that I really wanted to get like some CTF Bendy horses because I just really like their personality looking at them on the table. So this guy was my very first CTF Bendy and is my very first and only at the moment. He's called Orlando, which is what his previous name was from his previous owner, as he came with a little BMX qualification card. And I actually took him showing last weekend and he won his class, which was quite nice. And now I'm obsessed with these little bendy models. They just have so much personality and I love it. Here he is from the other side. He has quite a wild little mane that I have to kind of tease out with my fingers when he gets a bit mad with it. And then here's his tail, which also is just like the softest thing ever. I'm obsessed with him. So that's my little start of getting into CTF Bendy models. which is probably a slippery slope, because I should just try and stick to one thing, but nope, I absolutely love him. Okay, to finish off, I thought I would show you my final purchase from the Breyerfest period, which is this guy. This is Ichabad Crane, and he's actually been a Breyerfest model himself, so he was a Breyerfest limited edition from Breyerfest 2018, I want to say. Yeah, 2018, off to the races. And he is a really nice bay on the Cantering Warm Blood mould. I just love a good bay from Breyer. Like, they do really nice shading, and he had really lovely shading from what I could see on the photos online when I was buying him off eBay. But he came brand new in his box, and he's really nice quality, so I'm really pleased with him. And I now have kind of ended up with an inadvertent Cantering Warm Blood Congo because he makes number 4, and I'm planning to get the Christmas horse as I do each year, so we'll end up with 5 of them. He's a really nice model and was kind of a really nice one to add to my collection and find as my kind of Clarion find this year. Thank you for joining me unboxing all of my Breyerfest 2023 models today. I'm so pleased with everybody that I got, and I think Breyer did a really good job of picking some really varied and interesting horses for the lineup this year. I'm so excited to see what they do next year with the theme, which is against all odds, which is nice and open and interesting. So we'll see what kind of models they come out with soon. But until then, I shall see you again, hopefully in another video soon. Bye bye.